this false illusion about if anybody gets flooded, it will be those people in Marysville. Yuba City will never flood. And that was a false illusion so many people had. I'm going to tell you something that I've never talked about to anybody. It's something that Bob and I did that night. There was silence there, and Bob said, "Jerry, I'm going to do something now. I'm your sergeant. I'm not going to make you come with me if you don't want to, but I'm going to do it. I'm not authorized. He said, I'm taking that car down there and I'm turning that speaker on. I'm going out into the farm labor camp." And he said, "I'm going to start blasting away at those people that they should evacuate."
Behind the Chinese community, that the levee was giving way there. The riverside was where there was apparently some swirls going on, and they were eating away the levee, and the levee was leaking dry side and starting to shift. So you might say at that point in time, a lot of us thought Marysville was going to flood, actually moving slowly, and it was disintegrating. The other side under the river had already disintegrated. So someone procured, I'll use the word procured, the lumber from Union Lumber. They just went and took it. And we were building a support on the dry side of the levee. And we weren't getting there very fast. And we had to put those pilings pretty deep because it was so soft and mushy. And this fellow came along with a chainsaw. I'll never forget him. He was a pretty good sized guy with a hard hat on, and he says, "You fellows need any help?" Well, he had a chainsaw. In those days, there weren't many around. And he quickly cut that timber, and we managed to stabilize the levee with the timber, and then throw some more sandbags, and got it all stable. Everybody's happy. Everybody's jumping up and down and laughing, and didn't do high fives and then, but you slap each other on the back. And then we're just finally resting a little. We didn't have much time to rest, and the word came down that they needed us at the D Street Bridge. Then, what I don't think anybody expected, the asphalt in front of the bridge approach exploded.
The pavement rose up between our feet about a foot, and a column of water shot out 20 to 30 feet down D Street.
People were trying to stop the water from coming up, and if you ever think about taking a 60-pound sandbag and throwing it in Old Faithful, it's going to go straight up in the air. And that's what happened. So some officer, it was either an officer from Beale Air Force Base, or it might have been a city official, started yelling about someone get a tarp. Now, believe it or not, they got this huge tarp, and they put the tarp over the hole in the asphalt. By then, the Tower Theater was starting to flood. That's how much water was coming out. And everybody stood on it. Finally got the sandbags all around the tarp. The idea was to raise that up high enough where it neutralized with the water that was in the river, and that's what we did. But about 2/3 of the way completing that circular levee around that hole in the asphalt, the sandbag started to shift in the pressure, and I felt it move. Now they started shuddering, and then I felt it move, and I thought, uh-oh. And there was a lot of choice words said that night. I won't repeat them on a video, but people were shook up. And finally someone said, "It's going to go." Screamed it, "Get out, get out." So everybody started screaming and hollering, and everybody running this way and that way.
They did break. They started to run, and I raised my voice.
Unfortunately, we're not able to use the exact wordage that Captain George Sperry used at that particular time.
That thing, ship starting to go, was making noise. The river was making noise. Anyway, someone screamed it stopped. So everybody come back. And then one of the policemen started blowing a whistle, police whistle, blowing it. One started honking a horn, and we turned around, come on back, it stopped. We went back and finished the job. There was Navy personnel there. There was one Navy guy, and he was in the reserve program in Yuba City, and he had a walkie-talkie. And he's talking to several points, including Shanghai Bend. And I still get goosebumps thinking about it. I got them right now. And he said, I just got a call from Shanghai Bend, so-and-so, the guy's name was over there, said the levee just broke at Shanghai Bend. And oh my God. So they started running around yelling at everybody, who lives in Yuba City? Who lives in Yuba City? And these people just running around yelling. And everybody raised their hands. I raised my hand, my brother-in-law. By that time, Bob had come up. And he raised his hand. We had about 30 or 40 people there that lived in Yuba City. And he said, get out of here. Get out of here and get home.